Alright guys, so now that you've seen the previous video that discusses the maxes and how to actually calculate them out if you don't just get one rep in on those maxes, we can now go into the second phase of this, which is actually telling us what to do with those maxes, like how to go through them with the max weight rep charts, how you can do percentage downgrades or upgrades, and how to do deloads and all those kind of fun things to maximize the potential you have from your workouts. So just as a quick reference, we're going to re-go over the values that I got. I have 315 for a deadlift, 323 for a squat, and 245 for a bench press. Okay, so now this is going to be the first view that you guys get of my workout segmentation. I've split my workout into 9 weeks, which involves 5 different segments, okay? So here's a view of it on my computer. For this first segment, we have week 1 and week 2, which involved heavy lifting, okay? For segment 2, which is what we're currently on, week 3 we had max effort training, which is the week that we just completed. In week 4, we have 60% of the max effort training. So it's very easy to get these values done. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the 315. Sorry guys, gotta get this mark out. We're going to take the 315 and we're going to multiply that 0.6. We're going to do that to all of our values. Okay? Go over to the fancy calculator. Alright, so I'm going to bore you guys with the details and calculate these out real quick. Alright, did the math out for you guys. These are the values we got. When we do it by 60%, we come up with 189 for a deadlift, 193.8 for a squat, and 147 for a bench. But, however, these values aren't very easy to just quickly do with weights. So what we're going to do is we're just going to up this to 190. We're going to move this guy to 195. Then we're going to move the bench to 150. Okay, so that is now 60% of our max effort training. Now, the logic behind it in our workout segmentation is that this week is now considered a deload week, okay? So what we're doing is we're decreasing the amount of weight that we're going to be pushing around. However, we're going to be upping the amount of repetitions we're doing. This is the key factor. What we want to do is we want to have 25 to 30 reps. Okay? And we want to carry this down for each one. So on these core lifts, deadlift, squat, and bench, we want 25 to 30 reps of 190, 195, and 150. And we want to do 3 sets. So what that will do is, let me put my cap on my expo marker. It's the last one I have. It's probably going to die soon. What that will do for us is that will then allow our muscles to heal the very large tears that we created in the max effort training, but it will also allow us to create what they call micro tears in the muscle. Now, the micro tears are easier to heal quickly. So what it will do is it will almost in a way compact our muscle. I'm trying to put it in very relatively simple terms, but that's basically what it does. It makes the muscle a bit denser. You're still building muscle, you're still working yourself out, and you're still doing a strenuous exercise to your body. But you're doing less weight, so that means you need to get a better lift in some fashion. And this is how we're going to do that. Alright, so there's one last thing that I want to talk to you guys about in this video. I know the past 2 videos have been just me kind of sitting here talking, but it's semi-important information that you guys need to know to be able to get better in the gym. So, in any sport and anything you do in your life, you got to have the classroom time and the brains behind it to get it going well for yourself. So take the time to actually listen to this advice. What I want to talk about real quick is the fact of doing max effort training. If you have never done your maxes ever, go to the gym literally tomorrow and do your maxes. What happens is when you force your body, your mind, to actually go into the gym and take that really heavy weight that you believe and think that you can't move around, and you attempt to do it, that's when you take that bar off the rack and you have it above your face and you're shaking and trying to lift it off yourself. That is when you realize how much power your body actually has. There's a thing in another video that I've watched before that was called a gut check. And this is a very small version of that. It's where you're literally figuring out that your body can handle much more than you've been giving to it. When that happens is especially in my case where I did 315 for one rep on the squat, I was only doing a really small amount of weight prior to that. And I've always thought because I had ankle injuries and all these other things with my legs that I couldn't do the heavy weight. And by just manning up, going in there and doing it, and stopping being just a little bitch all the time, got me to realize that I have a lot more power to me than what I thought. And that's what you guys need to do too. You need to go into the gym and figure out what your body can handle. And if you fail, you fail. That's fine. But the thing is, you tried and you got closer to figuring out what you can actually do, which is the main point of this. Hope you guys liked the video.